As someone who's successfully founded multiple businesses, I cannot overstate how important it is to have a single source of truth for your business, for inventory, for revenue, and on and on. There's an amazing tool called NetSuite that can help you do just that. Visit netsuite.com/SPI to download their KPI checklist for free and support this podcast. If you do find yourself buried in manual work or struggling to have a clear picture of your business, you should know 3 numbers: 37,000, 25, and 1. 37,000, that's the number of businesses which have upgraded to NetSuite by Oracle. Number 25, well, NetSuite turns 25 years old this year. That's 25 years of helping businesses do more with less, close their books in days, not weeks, and drive down costs. And the number 1, because your business is one of a kind. So you get a customized solution for all of your KPIs in one efficient system with one source of truth. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, and improve margins. Everything you need to grow all in one place. And right now, download NetSuite's popular KPI checklist designed to give you consistently excellent performance absolutely free at netsuite.com/SPI. That's netsuite.com/SPI to get your own KPI checklist. netsuite.com/SPI. There's a better way to create a website, a professional, crisp website you'll be proud to publish, and it just takes seconds. This is all thanks to Hostinger's AI website generator. I recently took this for a test drive, even shared this on my YouTube channel. It was mind-blowing. Not just how quick you can build a website, but with the AI, how great it actually can write copy for you. You can use the AI logo maker. Plus, it got it up in no time, and it looks good. Absolutely mind-blowing. So if you want to build a website, go to Hostinger, because they're a top, highly rated global web hosting platform. And all you have to do to build a website is just answer 3 questions and let the AI do all the work for you. You can build as many web pages as you need without knowing how to code a single line of anything. They have great support, too. That was one thing that I had a problem with another host back in the day. Hostinger has 24/7 support and a library of video guides. And here's the thing. You can do this for less than $3 a month, including a free domain name. That is crazy. So create a live website now at hostinger.com/SPI. And listeners of this podcast, you can enter SPI for 10% off your order and a free domain name. hostinger.com/SPI and use the code SPI for 10% off and a free domain name. Give it a spin. Hey, what's up? This is Pat Flynn from the Smart Passive Income blog. Welcome to session number 1. Now, check out my intro song.
Welcome to the Smart Passive Income Podcast, where it's all about working hard now so you can sit back and reap the benefits later. And now, your host from his home office in San Diego, California, Pat Flynn.
Job searches can feel like they're taking forever, a real slog. So stop searching and just match with Indeed. So ditch the busy work, use Indeed for scheduling, screening, messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences, so the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. If you want to hire fast, you need to go where the talent is. You can get unparalleled access to job seekers with over 350 million unique visitors globally, according to Indeed data, and an extended reach through Glassdoor. I love how adaptable Indeed is as well, whether you're hiring one person or you need lots for a scalable project, like hiring platform that lets you schedule and interview hundreds of candidates in one day. Like there's no other one that you would want to use. So join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And listeners of this show get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/smartpassive. Just go to Indeed.com/smartpassive right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/smartpassive. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. If you're at a desk a lot like I am, it is really important to move around and increase circulation as much as possible. And a sit/stand desk can be a massive game changer. If you haven't tried one before, this offer from Uplift is for you. Plus, you can support the show at the same time. Visit upliftdesk.com/SPI for 5% off your order. Uplift Desk is the place to go. There are so many customization options, plus free 30-day returns, free shipping, free accessories with every desk. And did I mention the industry-leading 15-year warranty? It's no wonder they've been Wirecutter's pick for 6 years in a row. Plus, they offer a great range of ergonomic chairs and storage systems if you want to give your whole workspace a makeover. They even have an augmented reality feature so you can see what your new desk will look like in your space using your phone. I mean, they even make a height-adjustable conference table that doubles as a regulation-sized ping pong table. These folks have really thought of it all. And if you want to build the workstation of your dreams, I highly recommend checking them out. Just go to upliftdesk.com/SPI for 5% off your order. That's upliftdesk.com/SPI to get 5% off your entire order. Woohoo! Welcome to the very, very first session of the Smart Passive Income Podcast. I can't believe it's finally here. Wow, I've been talking about doing this podcast for so long. I think I remember writing a blog post back in November of 2008 about wanting to do a podcast, and it's finally here. It's July 15th, 2010. Now, I don't usually wait that long to take action, especially for something so exciting like doing a podcast, but it's finally here, and you're here listening with me. Thank you so much for your patience. I know a lot of you have been waiting and constantly emailing me and asking me for information about when the podcast was going to go live, because you know you might be listening to it on your commute or while at the gym or something. Wherever you're listening, thank you. I really appreciate it. Today's session is going to be a little bit different from the norm. I'm going to be going over a quick introduction of who I am, an introduction of passive income and what it means to me and how I utilize that, and also kind of the formalities of the show. And also, I'm going to talk about why I'm really hosting this podcast. Not only how it benefits me, but more importantly, how it benefits you and why you should keep listening in the future. So if you haven't heard of me before, my name is Pat Flynn. I have a blog at smartpassiveincome.com. I also own two businesses. One is my own business, Flynn Industries, LLC, and another one is Loler Apps, which is an iPhone app business that my buddy and I started. We're developing iPhone apps, and I'll get more into that later. But I'm having a great time being an entrepreneur, and I love sharing what I do. If you know me from my blog, I'm very transparent and honest about everything I do, my successes, my failures, whatever. I just put it all out there because I want you to understand that you really can be successful online in a legitimate way, non-black hat, non-scammy, totally helpful type of way. That's what I'm all about. And so thank you for listening, and I hope to be able to provide you with some awesome content on this podcast. I don't want it to be a waste of your time. I want to get rid of all the fluff and chit chat that I hear in a lot of podcasts and just give you that great content that you can put to use right away, actionable items, what's working, what's not working, so you can understand what to do for your online business or blog when you stop listening and get to work. So before I get into who I am, I want to talk about really quick the tagline of the show. If you follow me on my blog, you know that I put out a survey a long time ago about the tagline, and I was asking people what they thought the best tagline would be, and I actually chose "It's all about working hard now so you can reap the benefits later." You might have heard that movie guy say it at the beginning of the show. And I chose that one even though it was the least popular, and it got the least amount of votes out of the 4 that I put up. And the reason I chose that is because that's really what the work I do is all about. It's putting in the hard work now, investing your time so you can reap the benefits later, so you can see the rewards later, so you can get income continually over and over and over again because of that hard work you put in at the beginning. That's something I really wanted to convey right at the beginning of every show, because you do have to work. You do have to just crush it. Take your passion, do whatever you love to do, and just crush it. And if you do that, you will see the benefits later. And if you use the passive income business models that I'm going to be teaching here on the show, or that are on my blog or my Facebook or Twitter or whatever, you can build businesses that work on autopilot, that use systems of automation, that continually generate an income for you. It works. Trust me. I know it sounds scammy and for some of you who may be listening to me for the first time, but it really works. I mean, I'm living it. I'm living at home in San Diego, California, taking care of my family, making money online with my businesses, and not putting that much work into it because I initially put in all that work that was required to set those things up. But so that's what that tagline is all about. The other choices that I had for the tagline, in case you're interested, the first one was where it's all about building unlimited income streams with limited time. Now, that's true. That was a good one because you can build these businesses with little time. Maybe you're working overnight or after work, or even some of you, maybe you're building businesses at work, at your 9-to-5 job. And also with unlimited income streams, that's possible because once you build a passive income business, you can almost set it aside and it'll run on autopilot, which frees up time to do other things, such as create more income streams. And that's what I'm doing. As I get a business out there, or a product or whatever, I put it out there, it runs on autopilot. and it only requires just a few hours of work per month, and then I can go work on other things. And that's how I've created several different income streams for myself and diversified my passive income portfolio. The second tagline that I almost chose was where it's all about working less and making more. And the reason I didn't choose that one is because I didn't want to put working less in the tagline because I like I said before, it takes work in order to make things happen. It takes effort, and this tagline might suggest to people that right away you can begin to make money. It doesn't happen right away. It's again like you're investing your time to see returns later. And the last tagline I almost chose was where it's all about building an online business that makes you money even while you sleep. So true, but again, there's just that even while you sleep part for some people just turns them off because it might sound kind of scammy or unrealistic when it totally is realistic. That's the best thing about doing business online is that your store, your website or blog or your e-commerce website is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on holidays. And it's open to anywhere. You're not just in one location. You're open to the entire world. It might be 3 a.m. where you're at. You're sleeping all cozy in your bed, and it's 12 o'clock noon somewhere halfway around the world. And people are on your website, and you're making money. When you wake up, cha-ching, you got money in the bank. It happens. I wake up every morning, and I see more money in my accounts. And as much as I don't like to say it like that because it sounds kind of scammy and unrealistic, and for some people who love to work 9 to 5, they don't want to, think about that. They know all they know is you work 8 hours, you get paid 8 hours, and that's not what passive income is all about. And you can create these businesses, and I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to introduce you really quick in case you don't know who I am. Again, my name is Pat Flynn. I have a blog at smartpassiveincome.com, but that's not where I got started. I got started with a blog that I created that was just for me to keep track of my notes for an exam. It's called the LEED exam, LEED, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. And it's a test that architects and designers and builders take. I graduated from Berkeley with a degree in architecture, and I had a really nice 9 to 5 job. I saw my whole life planned out ahead of me, worked till I was 65. I was doing the whole 401k thing and all that stuff. My life was planned out, but then the whole economy thing happened. I got laid off and decided to take my blog that I had started while I was working for this exam and actually take it to a whole new level. So, it kind of happened by accident. Just by accident, people from around the world were accessing my notes. So I turned that into an actual business. And within a few months, I was making money off of AdSense. That's where I got started. That's where I saw my first few dollars online, and it was the best feeling in the world because, just to see, I would check it every few hours and see 20 to 30 cents more in my AdSense account. And it was such an awesome feeling. And I knew that making money online was possible, but of course, just 30 to 40 bucks a month wasn't going to sustain my life and my family, which, at the time I was about to get married. So I was kind of worried. My back was up against the wall, so I really had to make sure things worked. So I went to all the experts, asked just a whole bunch of questions. I was probably a little bit annoying to them, but you got to do what you got to do in order to succeed. And I joined Internet Business Mastery Academy. I learned a heck of a lot of things there. I joined some other groups and became part of different masterminds and just learned as much as I could. And I decided to write an ebook study guide for my site. Again, my site's at greenexamacademy.com. You can go check it out right now if you want. I wrote a study guide, and the first month after I launched that guide, I made $8,000, which was way more than I had ever made working at my 9 to 5 job in a month. 2 or 3 times as much, actually. And, when I was writing the book, it took like 2 months, a month and a half to 2 months to write. And while I was writing it, I was scared because I didn't know if people were going to buy it or what the reaction would be. But it totally worked, and I'm so glad I took that bold action and just took the leap of faith and wrote that ebook because I made $8,000 in the first month. Then I made $10,000 in the second month. The next month, I actually hired someone I hired a voice talent to read my book and had an audio guide to go with it. So I had an audio guide and an ebook, sold those together at a discount price. And after that month, I was making over $20,000 a month, and I even peaked at around $30,000 a month in March of 2009. an amazing, amazing feeling. And it was totally for real, and it's great because I was helping people out at the same time. They're happy to pay me for a product that is that has they're happy to pay me for a quality product, and I'm happy to help them out, and of course accept their money, and everybody's happy. So that's where I got started, and I started smartpassiveincome.com just as things started to take off, because I really wanted to show people that it was possible to make money this way online. I hadn't seen a blog quite like it. Most people were talking about affiliate marketing or blogging and advertising and stuff. But no, this was actually creating a business, products that you can sell and which have a higher return and ROI, definitely. And from there, I started generating more passive income streams, because I set up that business to be totally automated, totally on autopilot, using services like eJunkie and PayPal, which, I'll get into the details later. You can visit the blog for more information about that. Just so that delivery and, all the transactions happen automatically. So I don't have to be there. And now I can honestly say, now I spend a total of maybe 5 to 6 hours a month on greenexamacademy.com, but I'm generating a steady 5 to 8 grand a month off of that website, just because of the way I set it up. And when I set it up, it did take a lot of time and did take a lot of effort, but I'm so glad I spent that time and invested that time, because now I'm seeing the returns every single month. So like I said, I've been, kind of dabbling with other passive income streams. So like I said earlier, I have iPhone apps, seeing a steady income coming from those. I've been writing articles online for revenue sharing websites like eHow. When it was open, I see a nice paycheck from eHow every month, totally residual. Don't do any work anymore on that. And I'm also starting to write articles for infobarrel.com. I'm also doing some niche sites, affiliate marketing, and of course my blog, and I do a little bit of mentoring and helping out people as well. So I'm all over the radar, and I'm really happy. The thing about me is just that what makes me happy is helping people. And the more you help people, this is what I found, the more you help people, the more willing they are to help you back later on, whether it's, spreading the word about your website or even actually paying for a product. Karma exists online. The more you help people, the more you do nice things for people, the better the things will happen to you. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm just a regular guy. I don't have an MBA. I took one beginner's business class, and I just talked about Gantt charts and stuff like that, which, don't even really relate right now to what I'm doing online. It's all about just putting yourself out there, taking leaps of faith, taking bold action, and making things happen. And, you can plan and read all you want, but you got to take action. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I'm here to try to get you to do. That's why these shows are pretty short, so that you can take action right away. So when I have guests on, we're going to be talking about actionable items that you can take, so that right when you're done listening, you can go and do something to help your blog or business. So now I want to get into a little bit about what really passive income means to me. The definition depends on what industry you're in. If you're in stocks or finances or stuff, it might be totally different to my definition. But my definition is this. It's building online businesses that take advantage of systems of automation that allow transactions, cash flow, and growth to happen without requiring a real-time presence. So in other words, you're earning an income without trading your time for money. Because you all know this, when you're working 9 to 5, you work 8 hours, you get paid 8 hours worth. And that how much you get paid depends on either your wage or how much you work, if you work overtime or something like that. And the only way to increase your income is to increase your salary or your wage, earn a bonus at the end of the year, which is like usually nothing, at least for in the architecture industry when I was working, and work more hours. And the thing is, once you stop working, you stop earning money. Obviously, this doesn't take into account stuff like vacation time and sick leave and whatnot, but the general idea is you stop working, you stop making money. Passive income is a bit different, because once you stop working, first you set up all these businesses and systems of automation, but once you stop working, your businesses don't. They continue to work for you over and over again, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all around the world. And the way you earn more money is by doing things like increasing conversion rates, increasing traffic, retention, paid advertising. There's a whole list of things you could do to increase your income. It's not just working more or earning more per hour. It's not what time isn't an issue with passive income. It's the time that it frees up for you. That is the awesome part of it. And it's really all about that freedom that it can create for you. Many people think passive income and they relate to traveling all around the world and having no responsibilities and ultimate freedom. And that's cool for some people. Like Tim Ferriss in the author of the 4-Hour Work Week. He's a crazy guy who just travels everywhere and does all this really cool stuff. And that may be you. And if that is you, that's awesome. I envy you for that. And I want you to embrace what you love to do and have passive income work for you and allow you to do those things. But for me, and some of you I know can relate to me on this, my lifestyle is a bit different. I work from home. I'm here to take care of my family, my wife and my son, and watch all of my sons first. I live in a modest home with a modest family car, and all I want is financial security. I just want to be here, and I don't want fancy cars or mansions or any of that stuff. And I know a lot of you feel the same way, but passive income allows me to do that and enjoy it and enjoy every moment of it. And I thank my lucky stars every single day. I think I'm the luckiest person in the world because of the way I'm living right now and making money online and not having to invest so much time into it now that I've set everything up. And that's why I'm here on the show. That's why I have my blog at smartpassiveincome.com, because I want to show you how to do that too, because it is possible, and I want you to succeed. Now let's talk about the format of the show. Moving on to a different segment of this session. Like I said earlier, this recording is a little special because it's our first one. But a normal episode would be like this. It'll be about 25 minutes in length, which is long enough to get really into depth on one or two particular topics, but short enough so I don't drag you along and waste your time. I think it'll force me as the host to make sure we hit on really important points right away. And let's see. Like I said, we're gonna cover one or two topics regarding entrepreneurship, blogging, online business, or productivity. And it may be just me on the mic like it is today, or I might bring in a special guest to help dig deeper into a topic, especially if that person is an expert or an authority on a particular subject. We'll definitely ask him some great questions and hopefully get some actionable items from them. And after that, in each episode, I'd like to include something that's called a What's Working For Me segment. I'm going to be asking any guests that are on what's working for them. And if I don't have a guest on, I'll talk about what's working for me. But this is the part of the show where I want you to be able to take away something and do it right away. So I'm going to be asking all of my guests what's working for you now and try to get them to tell us exactly what they're doing so we can maybe implement those things as well for our own businesses or blogs. And lastly, I'm going to also go over any hot resources that I've been using to help me with my online business or blog as well. So again, this is all about you, trying to help you out and show you what works and also what doesn't. Now, that's a lot to cover in 25 minutes, but I think we can really get some great actionable items that you can use from it. Plus, it won't take much effort to re-listen to the episode if you need it for further instruction or guidance. And the last part of this session, I'd like to talk about why I'm really hosting this podcast. I have my blog at smartpassiveincome.com. I have videos on YouTube. I think I have like 15 uploaded right now, tens of thousands of views with those. And I have my Facebook page, my Twitter account. If you want to check me out on Facebook, it's facebook.com/smartpassiveincome. And my Twitter account is twitter.com/PatFlynn, in case you're wondering. But, I'm adding podcasting to my brand, the Smart Passive Income brand, for a couple of reasons. First is totally selfish. It's for me. I think my mic skills and public speaking skills need a lot of improvement. You may or may not think so listening to this first episode, but I'm sure you can think of ways I can improve. And this forces me to get better at what I think I need the most work on. I'm really, really good at writing blog posts. I'm really good at doing instructional videos and stuff. But when I'm on a microphone, I get a little nervous sometimes, and this will force me to do better. I'm going into this totally unedited. You're listening to the raw, uncut version of everything. So because my mistakes are easily recognizable It'll force me to be smarter and do better next time. And hopefully a few episodes down the road, when you're listening to this podcast in the future, you can see a significant, you'll be able to listen to a significant difference in my voice, my style, the flow of the show, and it'll just seem flawless. So that's what I'm striving for. Because in my past, I've noticed that the best way that I learn is just by doing. So that's why I'm doing this podcast, to try and become a better speaker, to try and be better behind the microphone, just putting myself out there, throwing myself into the deep end and doing it. That's exactly how I got into online business. That's exactly how I got into blogging. And that's exactly how I'm going to master this whole podcasting thing. So hopefully you'll be along with me for the ride. Now, the second reason, and probably and obviously most important, is I'm here to help you. Those of you who follow me on my blog know that I do everything I can to help you without even asking for a single dime. I don't sell anything on my website. I have just a few advertisements in my sidebar, which are things that I totally recommend and things I've used before because I know they'll help you. And that everything I publish, everything I'm saying here on this podcast is here for you. If you email me, if you leave comments, I will respond. And like I was talking about earlier, I've experienced this whole karma thing with doing business online and blogging and whatever. And I'm sure it'll come back to me in a good way. It will. It has already. And I'm just trying to keep that going and trying to help as many people out because I know some of you will help me out in the future as well. Hopefully because I've helped you out now or I will help you out soon. So that's exactly why I'm doing this podcast. So if you're new to the Smart Passive Income brand and this is your first time listening to me, maybe you found me through iTunes or some type of podcasting directory or just a recommendation from a friend or something. If you want to learn more about me and check out my blog, please go to www.smartpassiveincome.com. And if you just want to say hi and say hello, the best way to contact me is actually through Facebook on my Facebook page. You can find me there at facebook.com/smartpassiveincome. Say hi, and I definitely will say hi back, I promise. Now, before I go, I'm going to leave you with one tip that hopefully you can take away from this first session, and that's to not be afraid to fail. I am doing this podcast, and I don't care what happens because I know that I'm going to learn from my experience. If you're not afraid to fail, you won't be afraid to take chances and step out of your comfort zone and reach super crazy high levels of success that you can't even imagine right now. And for me, it was only when I took those bold actions, stepping out of my comfort zone, taking those chances, that I finally got somewhere. I finally saw results, saw my income skyrocket, and my life start to change. I failed a bazillion times along the way, but I embrace each and every one of those failures because it got me to this point in life. So don't be afraid to fail. Failing is good. Try not to fail. Do your best, but if you do, learn from it. Learn from your mistakes. If you just fail and don't learn anything, then you really, really fail. So do your best, and if you fail, learn the rest. All right, so thank you again for listening to this very first session of the Smart Passive Income Podcast. Hope to hear from you again soon, and I'll see you in the next session. Take care. Bye now.
Thanks for listening to the Smart Passive Income Podcast at www.smartpassiveincome.com.
Hey, have you ever wondered what makes the difference between a 1 and a 5-star review? Well, turn into Behind the Review, a phenomenal podcast from the Entrepreneur Podcast Network. Each week, Yelp's small business expert, Emily Washkovic, features a different conversation with a different reviewer or business owner to find out what was really going on, as the title suggests, behind the review. Recently, for example, Emily featured an episode about Aldea Country Eatery, the number 5 spot in the world on Yelp's top 100 places to eat. Emily interviews a wide variety of customers and business owners from a wide variety of industries, tabletop gaming companies, fitness industry, you name it. This is a really fascinating peek into what makes a great customer experience for any business, and you won't want to miss out. So listen to Behind the Review right now on Apple Podcasts, Google, Spotify, or Stitcher.